Calling to order the January 5th, 2026 Easttown Township Board of Supervisors meeting. Everyone stand for the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, first up, we have the administration of the oath of office for Mike Lacy. Who's
Susan's a notary, so she'll administer the oath,
great.
and then
Raise your right hand.
My right hand.
Yeah. Repeat after me. I, Michael Lacy,
I, Michael Lacy,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and that I will discharge the duties of supervisor
and I will discharge the duties of supervisor
in Easttown Township, Chester County with fidelity.
in the Easttown Township, Chester County with fidelity.
Good.
That's it.
Right. Moving on. All right, next up, we have the election of Board of Supervisors Chair and Vice Chair for 2026. It has been a pleasure serving there, but it's my understanding that pursuant to our policy of trying to get new members to serve as chairs, that Sean has volunteered to serve as chair. So Sean is immensely qualified to serve as chair, and I'm happy to make that motion. Great. Any board comment? Any public comment? Okay. All in favor of having Sean serve as chair, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
congratulations. Switch seats with these.
I think
You
should
should-
switch seats. We can stay in the same seat.
That's fine.
So is your first active?
Oh, I do vice chair? Is that how?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, so our next item is electing our vice chair, which, in my discussions, I know Susan has offered to be vice chair. As usual, I think that'd be, love to have you as vice chair, and yeah.
I'll second that motion. Susan will be great vice chair.
All in favor of Susan being vice chair?
Oh, so I do
Public comment first? Okay, no public comment. All in favor of Susan being vice chair, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Guys have. Congratulations, Susan. All right, we move on to supervisor appointments, PA State Association of Township Supervisors, sets voting delegate.
They typically appoint someone. Last year it was Alex, correct?
Yep, I did last year. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. The extent of it is you went to the PSAT conference.
There was an annual conference in Hershey at the Hershey Lodge. All the supervisor delegates show up from around the state. They discuss a bunch of issues. It takes several days. And there's one specific date and time where they have the voting section, which is what we would be voting on here, is to appoint a single delegate to represent the interests of Easttown in this voting.
Interest in being the delegate for this year.
I'm gonna be going anyway, because I'm on the ESAP, one of the boards. I'm gonna be there for that. I'd be happy to represent Easttown. Okay.
That'll be great, Mike.
Like you said, you went to it and enjoyed it, right? I would encourage other people to go to it and get to see what is like.
It was interesting and a learning experience, and I am pressed for time, but it was good to go and experience it. You don't have to stay overnight. It's in Hershey, so it's a drive, you know, you do it for a couple of days. It was, yeah, it was a cool experience.
Great, thank you, Michael. Do we need to vote on that, or is that just?
I think you could take any public comment and then it could be consensus or acclamation.
Okay, do we have any public comment on the board, further board comment? Okay, all in favor of Michael, being our delegate, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Michael, thank you for taking that off. Next order is the Team Fire Department representative.
That should be plural, wouldn't it?
Representatives.
Yes.
Can someone explain this to me?
Yeah.
I guess I'm a little,
This is the commission that you created in December, so, it now has legal legs. And so the thought is that the two people that you, or any two that you had informally posted now have to have. So I don't know that this is necessary for Monday, you know, for this week, but it has inevitability of it before the group, before the commission can do what it is it will do based upon what you passed in December. So it's formalizing what you had done informally before.
To me, it would seem to make sense to keep the two representatives.
I would agree. Susan, is there anything you still want to do? That's a. I would do. Is there other interest? And Michael, you obviously.
Yeah, I'm not very interested.
You want to. Okay.
Just didn't want to stop anybody else that wanted to do it.
I'll make the motion to nominate Michael and Susan for the TE Fire Department representatives.
I'll say. Any public comment? Board comment?
And I think for purposes of the minutes, I think technically now these appointments are to the new Tredyffrin East Town Fire Commission. So these will be your first two fire commission members.
All right. All in favor, Michael and Susan being our representatives, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right.
Question, I'm sorry, is that just for this year and then we do that every year?
Yeah, so under the document, they're 1 year appointment.
Got it,
You can always renew them.
got it, thank you.
1 year.
It'll just be part of reorg for the rest of the time until
Understanding.
Perfect.
And I think we have full control, like we can, if we don't like what somebody's doing, we can take them out.
Go to fire somebody with your.
Yeah.
I think generally you should be ready to stick by your appointment.
Yeah.
It can get complicated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Pretty good.
Okay, so we'll move on to staff appointments. Not sure how does this work, John?
So is what you've done in the past, so you've appointed the manager, the assistant manager, the chief of police, and then the management team. So for manager, I'm sure hoping you appoint me. If you're not, let me know.
All right, make a motion to appoint Don as our township manager.
Second.
Public comment? The board comment? Okay. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
I appoint John as the assistant manager, assistant manager,
Motion to appoint John assistant manager.
John Ewald.
Or any public comment? None? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
Appoint Dave Obzett as the chief of police.
Motion to appoint Dave Opsett, chief of police.
I'll second.
Public comment? Board comment? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
And just for purposes of the minutes on the manager and assistant manager, you've also, by doing so, you've made the appointments in the parenthetical. In other words, that Don is also the secretary treasurer of the records officer, and John is also the assistant secretary.
And then the last one is the appointment of the management staff, so Susan as the assistant township manager. She's also the recycling coordinator, Sue Lally as the Director of Finance, that would also make her the Assistant Treasurer. Colleen Gray as the Director of Planning and Zoning, that would also make her the Floodplain Administrator. And Joe Roto as the Director of Public Works, that would also make him the Sewer Administrator and the Valley Forge Sewer Authority Representative.
We can do that all.
All things you did, yeah, y'all did, you done last year, shame.
So. This second. All in favor of, public comment, sorry. No public comment, okay,
I have a question.
board comment?
Yes. There's that board that manages the taxes. Do we have to appoint somebody to be that? Our representative to that? Is there?
I don't know, we'll find out. I believe that, you two are still,
The
Michael
supervisor.
and Alex are still on it, so
Right.
I'll find that out for sure.
I thought there was somebody in the township was also on it.
No, not that I know of.
Okay.
Andy, this is the county, remember, came up with when we didn't have EIT, but we appointed someone to be on the EIT.
Great.
So I'll check on the timing of that.
Okay. They cancel all everything, the fun.
Okay, yeah, so we'll check on that if that's something we have to do.
I believe it can be staff and or the board.
Okay.
I think so.
Or the board can appoint a staff member as their designee.
All right. Sorry.
It's very exciting.
Yeah.
When they have
What, 3 years now and they haven't had a meeting yet?
Yeah. So this is all in favor of, this is Susan Green is recycling coordinator. Right.
Assistant to the
Assistant
township
manager, recycling coordinator, Sue Lally is director of finance, assistant treasurer. And Joe Roto is director of planning, zoning, floodplains.
Colleen.
Colleen, right, sorry. Director of planning and zoning, floodplains administrator, and then Joe Roto, director of public works, sewer administrator, the FSA representative.
Yes.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Consultant appointments.
So I can just take you through the list of, expectations, Andy Rao will be appointed as township solicitor.
Motion to make Andy Rail our township solicitor.
So do we have to do all these?
I'll second that.
Do we have to do all these individually? We
That's
can't.
what you did in the past, right, Andy? You wanted them better to do them individually?
Yeah, if the board doesn't expect any debate or discussion, you can name them and list them all, but we always think the better process is to go through and name each one, briefly.
Any public comment? For the board comment? All in favor? Andy, township solicitor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
Thank you.
Pat Harvey as labor attorney, he's from Campbell Durant.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any public comment? Board comment? All in favor of Pat Harvey being labor attorney, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
Tom Estee as the planning commission solicitor, he's with Buckley Bryan.
So moved.
Second.
Public comment? All in favor of Tom Esty being planning commissioner, commission solicitor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
Mike Crotty is your conflict solicitor, he's with the Sienna Law Firm.
Make that motion.
Second.
Public comment? All in favor of Mike Crotty being conflict solicitor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
Brady Flaherty with Carroll Engineering as the township engineer.
Make that motion.
Second.
Public comment? Brady Flaherty is being aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
Tom Cometa with Tom Cometa Associates as the planner landscape architect.
So moved.
Second.
Public comment? In favor of Tom Comita as planner and landscape architect, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
Chris Williams with Bowman as the traffic engineer.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Public comment? All in favor of Chris Williams as traffic engineer, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
Rob McLarnon with Keystone as the building code official.
So moved.
I'll second.
Public comment? All in favor of Rob McLaurin as building code official, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
Roseanne McGrath with McGrath Consulting as the human resource consultant.
Make that motion.
Second.
Public comment? In favor of Roseanne McGrath as human resources consultant, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
And Maley as the auditor.
Make that motion.
Second.
Maley, Mallie.
Public comment? All in favor of Melee as our auditor, please say aye. Ayes have it. Moving on to board and commissions appointments for supervisors vacancy board. This is one that I, went out and found, Paul Staggy, who is a resident, he's a longtime resident of Easttown Township, making excellent. He's very willing to step in and take the responsibility if necessary. So he accepted the role and we so wrote him in.
You know the spelling of his last name?
Steege.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Public comment? Motion for Paul Staggy to be appointed as Board of Supervisors vacancy board chair, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
For the Citizen Communication Advisory Board, there is a position outstanding. There were no applicants for it. Easttown Citizen Advisory Committee, Michael Novak asked to be reappointed. ECAC recommended that he be reappointed. Their size has, they lost 3 or 4 members. They're likely to stay at the size that they are now. But you need to reappoint Michael Novak tonight to a 3-year term, 12/31/20.
Make a motion to reappoint.
Second.
Public comment? All in favor of Michael Novak being reappointed as Easttown Citizens Advisory Committee, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
For the library board, there's 3 spots and 3 applicants. Catherine Lewis and Margaret McKenzie asking for reappointment, and James Martin asking to fill the term of someone who is being reappointed, is requesting reappointment.
Make that motion.
Second.
So Catherine Lewis,
Catherine Lewis, Margaret McKenzie.
all in favor of Catherine Lewis, James Martin. Martin McKenzie being moved to Easttown Board of Trustees, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
Emergency Management Coordinator, Mike Baskin has volunteered to do it.
Make that motion.
Second.
Public comment? In favor of Mike Baskin, the emergency management coordinator, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
For the EAC, Kate and Kara, Kate Doms and Kara Raj, both asking to be reappointed.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Public comment? All in favor of Kate Gomes and Kara Rash being appointed as the Environmental Advisory Council, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
Yeah, that's a 3-year term, 12/31/20. Historic Commission, Palmer, Joyce, and Anna. Palmer, DeSandro, Joyce DeYoung, and Anna Sikalades, all requesting reappointment, 3-year term, 12/31/20.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Public comment? Yeah, all in favor of Anna Siglades, Palmer, Alessandro, and Joyce DeYoung being reappointed Historical Commission, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
Park and Rec Board, 3 members requesting reappointment, 5-year term, Ted Babby, Lisa Schwartz, and Kathy Stevens.
Make that motion.
On favor of Ted Babby, Lisa Schwartz, and who's the vote?
Kathy Stevens.
Kathy Steve being appointed Partner Rec Board. Say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
Planning Commission, 1 spot, 1 applicant asking to be reappointed, Nick Carva currently serves, asking to be reappointed to a 4-year term.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Public comment? All in favor of Nick Carver being reappointed planning commission, please say aye. All opposed? Ayes have.
Stormwater Management Advisory Committee, you have one open spot, no applicants for it. So we'll continue on it with 4 members until a fifth member is assigned. Zoning Hearing Board, sort of a little bit trickier. You have a primary member resigned, Roman. So you have 2 alternates that have each asked to be appointed as the primary member. So presumably you would appoint one of those to become the primary. That would leave the board one short. It would have to get one more member. A little bit, some feedback on whether you want the members of the zoning hearing board to ask their, see if they can find a lot of times that's the way the boards perpetuate. They find people on the board, find someone to serve alongside with them. That was sort of, I don't want to say looked down upon or looked disfavorably upon, but there was some concern that that's isn't how you want to proceed. If you, the decision is yours who you appoint. So if you want them to try to find somebody, if you want to try to do it yourself. Chair asked me about it today. I said I would try to get some guidance. But the first thing for you tonight is to appoint either Stephen Harper or Robert Lake to the primary commission.
And Susan and I discussed this. We were very, very impressed with both credentials of both candidates. We're very lucky to have both of them with our ZHB. We felt that Stephen Harper, due to his having more time with the zoning hearing board, that we felt like it was his turn to have this opportunity. And so our decision was just, it was a difficult decision, really can't look, because they're so both very highly qualified people. But we felt that Stephen, given that he has more time with the board, that he deserved his opportunity to step up and bring it to the board. That was our recommendation.
Make a motion.
Becky.
Any public comment? All in favor of Stephen Harper being put on the zoning hearing board, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Moving on to a resolution.
Yeah, so for sort of perfunctory administrative resolutions. First one's involving the bank, it's setting Tompkins Bank as the depository.
Make that motion.
Motion passed 2026-1.
Public comment? All in favor of resolution designating Tompkins Bank as depository for the Easttown Township for the year 2026, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
2026-2 is for facsimile signatures for the bank regarding payroll and checks.
Make that motion.
Second.
Public comment? All in favor of resolution authorizing facsimile signatures, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Ayes have it.
2026-23 sets the treasurer's bond, sets it at $1 million and directs us to get one for the treasurer, that's me, the assistant treasurer and the assistant township manager. What we did last year is after discussion, the amount's been in established for a couple of years now.
Make that motion.
Any public comment?
So Don, is that 1 million each? The 3 million is cumulative?
No, it's 3 million EA.
Okay. Okay, so all in favor of resolution number 2026-3, resolution setting treasurer's assistant treasury and assistant township manager's bond. Say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
Yeah, we're open if that's too much, but we did discuss it and that's an amount that we had landed on.
I always think more is better. I just
Yeah,
wanted clarity for
and it's,
that's all.
I can't imagine the expense is that high.
no, it's not.
Yeah.
The whole, it's $5,200 all in for the 3 of them. So,
So they just set their height line.
yes, and there is some guidance from the carrier and it's based upon the aggregate amount of revenue. And 2026-4 sets the coverage areas for emergency service.
Make that motion.
I have a question on this.
Okay.
So I've been doing this for 6 years and we always, every year we just do this. It seems like it's not based on anything like that. There's no numbers that say this is where this should be or that should be, right? I've never seen any.
Yeah, I'm not aware of any.
It's just like we took last year's and do this year's, right?
Yes.
I would ask this board to ask the fire committee, the team fire department to look into setting some standards, right? And I would even ask this board to demand that we come up with some standards to set these things, because it's just, it's always been this way, so we're just doing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, it seems like it's inertia. I would agree. I think it's a fair thing for the new board, and staff to look at. So, yeah, I'd be interested. Great.
Thanks.
Ready? Any further board comment? On the resolution 1.6-4, establishing emergency service coverage of East Town Township, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. With the understanding that's going to be looked into further.
I'll carry the message that we would like that to be part of what they do.
Okay. Thank you. Brief public comments or any further public comment? And so, at this point, motion to adjourn this part of the meeting. All right. Adjourn. Yes.
After the hour. He always has the word.
Moved. Do our second half of the meeting here. People order, fair. EOS meeting. First. Business is consent agenda. Any
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second that.
board comment? Public comment? All in favor of approving the consent agenda, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Moving on to the contract, says with two.
Yeah, so you have a handful of contracts that come up with a periodicity where you have unilateral extensions. This is one of them. Staff side, we're very comfortable with the current contractor. So our recommendation is that you extend the paving contract. This is the repair contract with Ernell Company.
Make a motion.
Any further board comment? Public comment? Okay, all in favor of approving our now second and final 1-year extension to paving repair contract, May 1st, 2026, through April 30th, 2027, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Moving on to courts. Is there anything you want to point out?
Nothing for me, John. Anything you want?
Just some cold weather updates.
How did everything go with the last batch of storms?
Busy week, 3 call outs are about 3 times in 1 week. So, the first one was longer than expected and we got 5-6 inches in some places here where the expectation was 1 or 2. So that was a long day. The second one was long but more predictable. And the third one was defense. So 3 call outs in 1 week. That's a lot of call outs in December for Easter.
Else we need board comment? No. Done. Yes. Moving on to regular business, boards and commission liaison assignments.
Yeah, so you've traditionally kind of held that off till the second meeting. If you want to talk about it now, but what you've done in the past is you each communicated to the chair what your interest is, and then chair, you sort of synthesize them and make the appointment for subsequently.
Yeah, so I was saying, well, I kind of do the same thing, just let me know if there's any changes you want to make or so on and so forth. Let's move from there.
Mr. Chair, one comment, there's an HCB this Thursday, so.
Maybe we should just keep the status quo until we.
I'm happy to report out for you though.
Yeah.
Until you choose if you're. following.
That's fine,
So
yeah.
I'm happy to.
Yeah,
report
thank
for
you. And, yeah, so if you just, I can say I'll send out something, just send me. Is that the only, were any of the other days changed, John, or is that
Those would be.
it was the only one that was changed, it's Thursday?
You have your normal meetings coming up, but that was the one I wanted to call your attention.
Which one was that?
I just want commission moved to the second Thursday.
Yeah.
And that, this week, to this Thursday.
I also added for the next one I had asked, there was a, is it set up? For the library?
Yes,
Yeah, next.
item C.
Oh, there it is. Well, I was looking for the East Town Library, there was like a. There was that one report, I didn't see it up there. Is it? You see the original?
Nothing was attached, so if you wanted something attached, we weren't aware of it, so it wasn't, we'd have to attach it to this one. You did email it and it might have been attached, but for whatever reason, when
Oh, okay,
I don't recall seeing an email, and so
Okay.
nothing, we're seeing an attachment,
okay.
and nothing was attached to it.
Well, I can, real quick, I can just kind of pull it off. I can pull that off of here real quick, just to kind of give that update. See if I can find Amber's email. It was just, the library had asked me if we could keep everybody kind of posted on some things so that the board was aware of what was going on with the library and just some talking points, so. The one was the Chester County Library System has released its new app. It's now available in the Apple App Store and soon available in the Google Play App Store. It's an upgraded app, so they wanted you to know that. The Spark Lab Maker space is up and running with opportunities available to use the equipment for both staff, created activities and independent projects. The library system has moved to a new, more user-friendly software system. And says East Town Township has 6 hotspots, 18 passes for museums and parks available to borrow. And the library is working with MSR Design on a facility needs assessment. And the kickoff meeting is January 15th, followed by a site visit by MSR Design in early February. The final report should be delivered by the end of March. So that's what they want to keep you apprised of.
Is MSR Design the company we used, or is it one of the ones we looked at? We're not familiar.
Yeah, they specialize just in libraries.
Yeah.
Wow,
But that is their bread and butter is
libraries,
libraries.
wow.
Apparently a good thing to.
Good firehouse specialization.
And then the last one was capital borrowing 1.6.
Yes. So I'll take you through tonight isn't a night that you need to decide anything, but you need comfort with how we're going. So we'll talk about some of the uncertain items or some of the specific items. The first is the specificity of the money. So it's now specific enough where if you're going to borrow, you want to borrow a specific amount for specific projects. The projects that are ready are the building, the VFSA capital, and the EMA capital projects. So collectively, that's $19 to $20 million. That probably sets the sort of the logical amount. It's not everything that was on the list of things that you identified, but you're not ready to define specific amounts for those projects. And the VFSA and the EMA money in particular, you need that before you can't delay too long on that. The same with the building. The building is ready to proceed. If you delay the borrowing for the building, you delay the building. So the specificity organically, it's that combination of 3 projects that are sort of the natural grouping. Timing's key. So some of these things are ready now, like those ones that I mentioned are ready now. Some of your other things that you might want to borrow money for aren't ready. So that's what lends itself to the 3 categories, the 3 project areas that I just identified being the natural grouping. You also have to think a little bit about, and not prepared to tell you the timing yet. You got drawdown on the money, meaning that The architect is ready to go. They gave us a very aggressive schedule, and they will outpace the capability to pay the architect. So, you know, they all sort of got to kind of come together. We have to coordinate their schedule and the borrowing schedule. So it's looking like it's looking like you'll have no trouble getting funds by the end of the year. If that taps the brakes a little bit or slows the architect down, that's not a problem. That's always been the plan, that 26, you're getting as much done as you can. 27, you have the cash in hand to proceed full throttle. You do have a surplus in the budget that would allow you to sort of get ahead of meaning spend a little bit faster. And then you do have, particularly if you're not even really, if you're receiving the full 13 million for the building in, you know, in August, it doesn't matter if you spend down that surplus, because the money's just coming back. And then you also, we have an expectation that's not budgeted of, there could be about $500,000 in the IT that comes in April. If you recall, we did not budget for that. There's an why is the IT underperforming the initial projection? The thought is that you have a sizable number of annual filers. You won't know that until August. So you have a little bit of uncertainty on the revenue side, nothing that's preventing you from proceeding. It might give you the capability to move faster. You won't know that until April or so. In the meantime, we're initiating these steps with the expectation of making the money available to you between April and October. That's sort of the target at this point. Uncertainty. So the biggest uncertainty is fire EMS because you've committed to creating the entity, and we don't know how much the entity is going to demand of you financially. So you have to preserve that capability. So that's all the more reason to have a little bit of caution with the specificity, that first category of which projects, if you commit to something without knowing that you need the funds for fire EMS, that would put you in a little bit of a bind. So the pace is better if it's a slow pace, more conservative, less risky pace. All good. Look, I get a question. No?
I have a question.
Yeah.
For the January number, did I expect to borrow X dollars towards Y projects? I would like that to include some range of what the monthly payment would be on that.
Yeah, we'll have that exactly. So that the next step.
Right.
The next step, if you're all comfortable with what we discussed tonight, the next step is to have the underwriter will come back, and the underwriter will have this kind of conversation with you from the professional as opposed to from me. And then in that, he will give us the latest estimate of the debt service on the borrowing now.
We will have that in January.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
In January meeting, our meeting.
No, not January, February, at the February meeting.
Sooner around there. And I don't know, I'm gonna talk to Alex, I don't know if that's, but I don't feel comfortable spending all this money for just those 3 projects. Like, there's other stuff we should be doing.
Yeah, so all good, that's what you all have to decide, the dilemma, which is your choice. You will slow down the building. And then the EMA projects. Hey, I guess like if you've been broken, you want to be fixed, you don't want to wait too long. And then you do have some constraints with the Valley Forge Sewer Authority. So that's sort of one of those open-ended items for you that you probably don't want to borrow $4 million to pay the EMA things and then borrow 13, but maybe you do. That's we had that discussion with the banker, and that's something that you can put to the banker about, hey, how problematic would it be if we separated these? He also wants to talk to you about sometimes two loans are better than one. So he's got to tell you that, you know, it'll be a policy choice for you, but you'll hear that from him. And then the last one is, what I'm calling logistics. So, tonight, it's just, if you're hearing something problematic, let us know. The next step is, at the next meeting, we would, plan to bring back, actually, on this one, I did indicate second meeting in January. So, I plan to bring the underwriter in to have a discussion like this with more detail, not just generally at the concepts, but, more specifics of it. Okay, so that's it. No, beyond, if you're hearing something that you don't like and you want to tap the brakes and stop, if there's elements of these policy choices that you want to discuss, you can initiate that now. The intent isn't that you needed a decision tonight, but there will have to be a decision on these things before you can proceed with the next step.
Does the budget that we approve and anticipate paying debt service on this in July?
No, the budget has 250,000, so that is however it is that with some combination of debt service, professional service. That amount is not enough to cover a lot of debt service. So, that's likely pushing it. If you want to move faster, then the architect gave a the architect gave a schedule that had them ready to go to bid practically in November, kind of thing. You don't have the funds to keep up with that pace. My gut tells me that you can find those funds because you have a surplus, and in April you'll know if you have the 10%. But so I was sort of thinking that decision will come more sort of April when you have a better sense of if you have the money. If the money is not available, then you have no alternative but to wait until the following year to do that in earnest. Okay, that's all I got at the moment. So, our expectations will bring the underwriter back at the next meeting.
Any other comment? Okay, any public comment? All right. Announcements. All announcements can be found on the website and scheduled meetings, list of scheduled meetings for planning commission, historical commission, ECAP, SMAC, EMA, and zoning hearing board. And our next meeting with board of supervisors being on January 20th at 7 p.m. Do I have a motion to, oh, and then there's a repair cafe coming up too. Looks like on January 17th. That's great to hear. And an energy reduction workshop at East Town Library, 11 a.m. 12:30 p.m. That's okay, great. We have a motion to adjourn.
So
Any public comment?
I think you did public comment.
I did do public comment.
Yeah, I think your request for public comment followed the capital borrowing discussion where there was no action. I just wanted to make
Yes,
sure.
correct.
Don and I were wondering the same thing. Okay.
Yeah, that is our public comment.
Gotcha.
Second.